I didn't expect her words to cut so deep. "Handle your own needs, Mark," she said with that cold half-smile, tossing her hair back like the conversation bored her. "I've got enough on my plate." The sentence landed harder than a slap. My wife of 9 years, my best friend, my anchor, had just reduced me to an inconvenience. I stood there in the kitchen, holding the empty coffee mug she'd pushed into my hand. My mouth went dry. She didn't even glance back as she slid her phone into her purse, heels clicking toward the door. It wasn't just what she said. It was how she said it. Flat, dismissive, final. As if my needs, my presence, my love had become background noise. That night, I lay in bed staring at the ceiling while she scrolled on her phone, light flashing across her face. She laughed once. Soft, sharp, private. When I asked what was funny, she said, "Just a meme," and turned her screen away. Something in my chest sank. But I convinced myself I was paranoid. Marriage has rough patches, right? Maybe she was stressed. Maybe I was reading too much into it. Still, her laughter lingered in my ears like a shadow that wouldn't leave. The next morning, I caught a whiff of cologne when I hugged her goodbye. Not mine. Something musky, expensive. New perfume. I asked. She stiffened for half a second before forcing a smile. "Yeah. Just tried a sample from the store." I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. But later that day, while washing the dishes, I found myself scrubbing the same glass over and over, replaying her words. Handle your own needs. What kind of wife says that? What kind of partner dismisses the man who's been by her side through debt, sickness, and the endless grind of life? The doubt grew like a splinter I couldn't pull out. On Thursday, she claimed she had to work late. I offered to pick her up. She shot it down immediately. Too quickly. "I'll just Uber," she said. "Don't worry." So I didn't. Or at least I pretended not to. But at midnight, when I checked the banking app, I saw a charge, $72 at a restaurant across town. A place we'd gone once for our anniversary. Romantic. Intimate. The kind of place you don't go alone. When she finally crawled into bed, she smelled faintly of wine. She turned her back to me before I could even ask. I lay there, my fists clenched, my chest burning. Something inside me cracked, and I knew in my bones, that the woman sleeping beside me was carrying a secret. The following night, I couldn't stop myself. Her phone buzzed on the nightstand while she showered. Normally, I'd never touch it. But trust doesn't survive on normally. The screen lit up with a name I didn't recognize. Evan. A simple message. Last night was unforgettable. Same time tomorrow. My heart dropped like a stone. I didn't even realize I was shaking until her footsteps padded down the hall. I slammed the phone down, dove back under the covers, and shut my eyes. She slid into bed a moment later, curling away from me. "Good night," she whispered, her tone lighter than it had been in weeks. I couldn't answer. My throat locked up. The next day, I couldn't pretend anymore. "Who's Evan?" I asked over breakfast. Her spoon froze halfway to her lips. For a heartbeat, her eyes flickered. Fear, guilt, calculation. Then she set the spoon down and folded her arms. "Don't," she said quietly. "Don't go there, Mark." I stared at her. "Go where?" "To the truth. Because I think we've been living in lies for a long time." She sighed, looking away. "You don't understand what it's been like. You shut down, you bury yourself in work. I've been lonely for years." Her voice trembled, but her words sliced clean. "So you found someone else?" My voice cracked on the last word. Tears welled in her eyes, but there was no regret. Only resignation. I didn't plan it. It just happened. I laughed bitterly, though it felt more like a choke. Accidents don't last months, Claire. In that moment, everything I thought I knew about us, every trip, every holiday, every whispered promise in the dark, collapsed. I wanted to scream. I wanted to smash the dishes against the wall. Instead, I just sat there, numb, staring at the woman I no longer recognized. Her betrayal wasn't just in her body. It was in her eyes, her tone, the way she had already half left me before admitting it. And yet, part of me still loved her. That's the cruelest part of betrayal. You can hate someone and ache for them at the same time. That night, I packed a bag. Not because I wanted to leave, but because I couldn't breathe under the same roof. She didn't stop me. She didn't beg or plead. She just watched, silent, her arms wrapped around herself. "Handle your own needs," I muttered under my breath, echoing her words. Her face crumpled, but I didn't stay to see the tears. 2 days later, she showed up at my sister's house where I'd been staying. Her hair was a mess, her eyes swollen. She handed me a folded piece of paper. Inside was a printed email chain. From Evan's wife. Claire had ended it. The wife had found out. Their affair had detonated in flames. "She knows everything," Claire whispered. He blocked me." Her voice cracked like shattered glass. She wasn't the cool, dismissive woman from before. She was small, broken, humiliated. I should have felt vindicated. I should have felt whole. But instead, I felt nothing but emptiness. She reached for my hand. "Mark, I'm so sorry. I made a mistake. Please, please don't give up on us." I pulled my hand away. "Claire," I said quietly, "you taught me how to handle my own needs. And I finally am." I walked past her, heart pounding, every step echoing like the end of a chapter. Sometimes betrayal doesn't explode, it seeps in, slow and silent, until the person you love is already gone. She thought she could handle her own needs by finding someone else. But in the end, she only proved that I was strong enough to handle life without her. And that's the lesson she never saw coming.